Reunion. Hello, y'all. I was selling crack on a private jet up in the hell and back. But no confusion, this a reunion. Hello, y'all. Welcome back. Get Murda here. He counting money. He said, "Can man, the hell with rap. I'm only here to shit on niggas and piss on bitches. Welcome, ass. I bought jewelry and bikes, nigga. Black Benzes and white Vigors. Now I'm out here and I'm looking for more chandeliers and light fixtures. Nah. I don't like niggas, what's wrong with me? I'm a hype nigga, but this 44 turn to Michael Jordan. I look and say, take flight, nigga.
Welcome back to It Is What It Is. This episode is sponsored by Underdog Fantasy. The app is an easy way to make some cash just by making picks on your favorite players. Underdog is available in more than 30 states, including California, Texas, and New York, just to name a few. Make sure to support the show by hitting the link in the bio and downloading the Underdog Fantasy app. Use code MACECAM or STAT to get up to $1,000 in bonus cash with your first deposit and a Caleb Williams new customer free pick. Underdog also has a mystery promo for everyone today, so make sure you check the app to see what promo you got. I'm Treasure Wilson, aka Stat Baby, along with your hosts Mase and Cam.
Killer was good, man.
Man, fitted Murda with the hat to the back. Okay. Pause, man. Hey, yo, you got to chill, my nigga. Nigga lost the weight, guys. Hat to the back. Now he biting his lip. Hold on. Yeah. All right, Murda, we see you back. All right. That's for the ladies. Let them know you back. All right, man, we see you, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, you looking good, man. Pause, man. You looking good, man. Good to see you. How you doing today?
I'm doing good, man.
Good. That's what's up.
Okay, today we are joined with our analyst, Maurice Clarett.
Mo, what's up, man?
Mo is good.
Okay, there we go. We back. Season 5 joint.
We back.
Back.
Okay, brushing his hair like Tory.
Oh, the waves looking crazy. I ain't gonna hold you. Wait, he might got you with the waves.
What's his name? Tory, looking like Tory. What's the name? Joe Tory?
Yeah, Joe Tory. I ain't gonna hold you though, nigga. The waves coming in, Murda. I see the waves coming in.
He's doing all right. There's levels.
Yeah, man. Murda think he the do-rag wave king, man. I'm telling you, man. What's good, Mo? How you doing today, man?
Man, life great, business great, family great. Like, you know, I'm at one of them stages. My life cracking. I'm happy. Like, good. I'm good. You know
life cracking.
Good, man. Yeah. I don't know if you got new lights in the house, but I see you got a season 5 glow with you.
Yeah.
Got the season 5 glow. Everybody came back crazy season 5, man.
Yeah, man.
Murda, Mo glowing, Murda lost the weight. Stat wearing sunglasses when we filming. Yeah, shit. Niggas feeling themselves. I'm happy everybody caught up. Happy everybody back where they need to be where I'm at.
It took y'all long enough. You know, all of them can't ever give you no credit.
Yeah. Took niggas all year, but we here now.
Yeah, my nigga.
All great things. Okay.
Season 8.
Okay, so let's get into this game from last night. So the Dolphins lost to the Bills 31-10. Tua had to leave the game early after suffering a concussion in third quarter. So first, overall thoughts on the game, and then do you guys feel like Tua should continue playing after seeing that?
Wait. Before we even do this, remember, I did not want to pick Miami. Remember, I told Killer, I said I'm not sure if I should do this. So I had the expert inclination, but I tried to go with
Can't even get the inclination out.
Yeah, I tried to go with Killer. I tried to be on the same team as him.
I picked my pick last. Mike went first and picked the Dolphins.
Yeah, I tried to go. Whoever it was, I know they led me down the wrong pause, the wrong path, and I felt it. I felt it. Something told me. My expert inclination told me don't go with that. And if you go back to the tape, you could see that I said that. I struggled with that pick because I'm always right.
Obviously, you're not right. How are you going to be wrong and right? You know what this is about? He was 100. He was batting 100, and this fucked up everything. It messed up.
Listening to that nigga Mike. He's supposed to be the sports expert. I'm watching these cowboy niggas, man. I'm telling you that.
Mase was 4-0, and now you fucked this perfect record up.
Man.
So now he just trying to let y'all know that it ain't his fault why he picked something. Okay, I hear you, Murda. He gonna blame it on Mike Irvin. That's crazy.
Blame it on that nigga, man.
Okay, well, Maurice, thoughts on the game, and then do you feel like Tua should continue playing?
Well, it's obvious Miami had a rough one, man. And just to be honest, I caught the second quarter and the third quarter once he got injured. And once I seen they were behind, I was like, this ain't worth me watching the rest of the game. But with him, I think he might have a conversation with his family because, just like the world is seeing, when my man got injured and he got hit, his hands and his arms were doing things similar to that what were happening last year when he got hurt and injured. And I just don't know from a liability standpoint. And the crazy thing was that DeMar Hamlin hit him. And I was thinking to myself, somebody who just went through something crazy last year actually inflicted the pain on him. But I don't know from a liability standpoint, how do you go back to the to your doctors and to the team, and then these people be comfortable putting him back out there again? So I don't know. Just with me, I was like, I don't know how you would want to put yourself back in that situation after it's happened to you 2 times in 2 years.
Yeah, man, this is kind of scary because when you think of the things that he's been going through physically, this is really something to take serious. Like you said, he got to speak to his family. But like you said, also with Hamlin hitting him and now putting him in that same kind of dramatic form, make me say he can come back, because just last year or the year before we was talking about Hamlin. Now Hamlin is inflicting that kind of pain on somebody else. So I think that's the only bright side to that. Other than that, everything else is kind of gloomy. But to think that the person that hurt him was once in that same position lets us know that he can come back and have an awesome career and season. But it's about the risk factor. Do you want to take that risk? Do you have enough money put away for your family? Because the worst thing in the world to be is a used to be.
Yeah, this is I think he's been in the NFL, 4 years, Stat?
Yeah.
And he has 3 concussions. This isn't good. If you watch that play, actually, to me, it wasn't even that DeMar Hamlin inflicted pain on him. He didn't slide. He kind of ran into DeMar Hamlin, and his neck went somewhere. So it wasn't even like he got hit. It's kind of like he ran into a wall and then slide. And now I see why. I know I never played football to a high level or even, I played a fucking, Mase, you remember that team on 145th? It wasn't the
Yeah, Abyssinia.
It was on 145th in the park. I had to be like 8, 9 years old. They had the football team for like a minute.
It's Abyssinia.
Yeah.
Abyssinia Church.
Yeah. Anyway, that's the only time I wore helmets and pads and shit. We playing on concrete, tackling all that dumb shit. There wasn't no real grass in that shit.
On dust.
Yeah, on dust. That's what that shit was.
It wasn't even no grass.
Yeah. I used to wonder where the fuck Marquis was coming with shoulder pad. Marquis used to go, I'm like, where's the football team in Harlem? Make a long story short, and this is what I was about to say, is that I guess this is why they teach quarterbacks to slide when you run.
Yeah.
And this was a situation where he didn't slide, and we see the consequences of not sliding sometime. I think what happened with DeMar Hamlin was one of them things where, according to doctors and according to experts, and I'm no expert, just listening to reports, that's one of them things that's going to happen 1 in 1 billion times, where you get hit on the time your heart stopper. It was something that rarely, rarely, ever happens. Mm-hmm. With Tua, this is happening 75% of his career. And when I say 75%, I'm going off if he's in the league 4 years and he got hurt in concussions 3 of the 4 years, to 75%. I wish him well. I don't know if he's going to come back. I know one thing, it's going to be hella hard for him to come back this year because the tests that they're going to give him and run him through everything to make sure that he's good It's not like one of them situations where, you have a concussion. Usually the protocol is you miss next week. And if they doctors clear you can come back the following week. I don't think that's going to be the case for Tua. And I wish him luck, and I hope he like Mase says, he has a long and outstanding career. He just signed for 200 and some M's. That hurts. That really hurts because concussions was probably most likely in the contract on probably not getting paid. I don't know this for a fact. I don't know what his contract read, but I hope it works out for him. But for me, if you're asking my expert opinion, he missing 10 games minimum this season. And we already at 2. So I don't know where the Miami Dolphins end up. That's really a better question after we pray for him and make sure that his health is good. Where does this leave the Miami Dolphins? And I don't know because, for the last couple of years, at least since Tom Brady left the Patriots, it's been between the Dolphins and the Bills. Most likely, mainly the Bills winning the conference, but Miami, since Tyreek Hill been there, have been favorites, and it's just another letdown for Miami Dolphins. So me ending with, I don't know where the Dolphins going to be, but my blessings and prayers go out to Tua and his family.
Yeah, and my prayers go out to Bub because I know Bub is watching it.
Yeah, Bub is definitely sick.
Bub is devastated. Yeah. Shout out to Bub and the Bub family.
You definitely got to get some prayers for Bub right now. Yeah, that's a fact.
Yeah. I definitely agree, and I know there's a lot of money at stake, and I know that this is his passion, but I feel like I feel like it's time to give it up. I just feel like your health is more important. I don't think you should keep putting yourself in situations for that to happen again, because we only get one chance at life. That's just something I don't feel like you should keep playing with. I just don't.
What happened to if you can get away with it?
That's different. That's getting away with something else, but a chance at life, I just feel like that's just something you shouldn't play with.
Oh, so you do got standards and morals.
I always had standards and morals.
Okay. All right. It's good to know.
Yeah. Side note, though, I just want to ask you guys this because this wasn't really specifically in the plan, but how do you guys feel about Thursday Night Football exclusively being on Prime? Maurice, what do you think about that? Because I know you had some comments, but I want to hear your thoughts.
Yeah, no, it made me think about what Cam spoke about it the other week, where you got to jump through 55 channels. I think it's some bullshit. And I was searching through my regular cable channels, and I was like, man, I see the game is on Thursday Night Football on my phone, but I couldn't find it. And it didn't dawn on me, probably I'm pretty sure like a lot of people, to check like one of these streaming services. But the shit is stupid. You playing as much as the old cable bills. And at the end of the day, I wish that it was just on regular TV.
Cable call.
Fire Stick.
Streamies.
Yeah. What happened to fake cable? What happened to just paying $30 and getting all the channels? Man?
They got that.
They got it?
Yeah, they got it.
Oh, yeah.
You know the problem with that, though, for me, is that super pause. You be in the middle of something important and it start buffering. Like, you be like, yo, my nigga, game is on the line right now, my nigga. Nigga shooting a game winner, shit stop in the air and start buffering. Yeah. I said super pause. I said super pause.
Yeah, you might have to sign a pause application.
Yeah, I said super pause, but the point is, I got that box in my crib in Miami, but it's like, yo, it's too much of a letdown. They got it $8 a month out there. Mine's $8 a month for everything. Yeah, every news. You can watch the news in Kansas City, everything. But the moral of the story is, back to the answer your question, Stat, is, look, this is why these contracts are going up, because they know what the NFL and NBA has figured out is that we ain't going nowhere and niggas want to see certain shit. So when you're a football fan, to me, this is super dope, especially before basketball season, to where we used to get football 2 days a week. Now you get it 3 days a week. So during the middle of the week, you get the Thursday game, you get all your games on Sunday, and it's still Monday Night Football. Also, what they're doing now is, and this is going to compete with the NBA, they're also doing Christmas Day games, because Christmas Day games was really successful last year. Now they're saying we're going to have 2 games on Christmas, when the NBA is known for having their games on Christmas. NFL, like, do what you got to do.
Yeah. Let them decide.
Yeah. Basically, Christmas isn't just for y'all. And even with these NBA contracts, these NFL contracts, they're saying people we're the shield, which is the NFL shield. That's their logo. And the NBA is like, we're the brand, and y'all are going to do what y'all got to do to see it. And what I think they figured out is, after Netflix, it's like Netflix was like, the first streaming movie thing. Then they was like, HBO like, man, we can stream shit too. Then Showtime said, matter of fact, we can stream shit. Then Prime said, we can stream shit. Then every network has their own streaming service now, to where if you don't got cable, you can download every app or what app you want to get and watch whatever's on that network. And I think that the NFL is a big enough brand to say, fuck that. Like Mo, we talking about this now, and Mo was in a group text today, and he wanted to see the game, which I wanted to see the game. I already had Prime, but I'm saying he wanted to see the game. Now he's like, man, I got to pay for this shit. And did you pay, Mo?
Absolutely.
See, that's my point.
Crazy.
But that's my point. And I already paid for Prime, but that's the point, that the NFL's like, we gonna put a goodie on AFC rivalry, the Bills and the Dolphins. If not, hear about it. What else is niggas doing on a Thursday night in September when it's starting to get chilly out? Man, fucking pay for the year. And I think the NFL realized that. Is it right? I don't know. But I'm not mad at the business model, because if I could get away with it, would you say, Stat?
This is when you cheat the system.
Yeah. This is when you don't pay. What you gonna do? You gonna bootleg it?
Yeah, stream. There's so many other ways to figure out the game.
What people normally do in Atlanta, everybody just buy 2 apps and they just share the 2 apps. 10 people get 2 apps. We got all the channels. Yeah.
That's what you out here doing. Because you definitely said we.
You get Amazon, you get Stars, he get ESPN, he get Direct TV.
Yeah, I ain't mad at that.
Share the passcode, Apple TV, everybody got everything.
Smart way to do it. Okay, so 49ers running back Jordan Mason may be in some trouble after his breakout game. So in a post-game interview, he revealed he knew he was going to start in the game over injured Christian McCaffrey since Friday. So head coach Kyle Shanahan said after the game that Mason did not know he was starting, but rather he was told he would play a bunch. What did you guys think of his post-game interview and what he had to reveal to the world, Maurice?
Yeah, he know he fucked up, or he didn't know he fucked up when he fucked up, but when he went from the field to the locker room, somebody told him he fucked up. But most of the times when you going to get reps for that week, they practice you Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and you know exactly how many reps you're going to play. They're going to tell you need to be prepared. But what I don't think that they didn't think that he would have that much success and be in a position where he would be doing a post-game interview where he had to tell when he was going to get prepared. And then that's also not a conversation that they probably wanted to go over to him and be like, yo, if somebody comes up and says something to you after the game, if you have success, don't tell nobody when you did it. And so the league and obviously all these gambling sites, I'm pretty sure there's some, they feel like some nefarious behavior with all that. But he messed up, but they didn't also think that he would have that much success. So, he fucked up, but he knows what he's doing moving forward, or what the game plan needs to be moving forward.
Yeah, I think the coach need to take that L, because, like you said, don't hang him out to dry. Somebody told him what he said. He wasn't lying. He didn't make this up. Like you said, he was getting the reps. They told him he was going to play. And they should have told him, if a mic comes to you, don't say anything. But, he didn't know that.
Yeah, a couple of things I'll say about this. This is part of media training.
Yeah.
When you're not used to being interviewed and you just say anything that you want to say because you had a good game. I agree with Mo 100%. They say, nah, he ain't CBS after the game. he all right. You know what I'm saying? He ain't gonna be CBS after the game, and that nigga was CBS after the game. Secondly, the reason why this is a problem, and I get what Mo's saying, and I think he related it to the audience the way he wants to. And I understood what he said because I don't know this for a fact. I'm just learning off what he said. Basically, what's going on is this. I guess it's a time limit where you have to let people know who's playing this week or not playing this week when you say he's on the injured reserve list or he's not on the injured reserve list. And nobody kind of knew that Christian McCaffrey wasn't playing till the day of the game. So when you just said that, Maul, you meaning like niggas was betting on Christian McCaffrey and then you find out Sunday he's not playing, so your money's a wash. And now this nigga's telling you, I knew I was starting. So people who are gambling is like, hey, yo, my man, I had money on Christian. These niggas knew that, never reported it, and it's an obligation to report who's going to play at a certain time before the game. Is that correct, Mo? Is that what I'm hearing, or was I misinformed?
No, you're 100% correct. You have to give your roster on who's playing, right, and you have to give the status of it. And so just like when you go to court, you have to present your defense to the prosecution, and everybody has the same playing cards. And so they're basically saying, the discovery, yes.
Yeah. Yeah, because that's why when he like, I knew I was starting, niggas like, yo, my nigga, relax. Because they probably didn't want the Jets to prep for him because they're thinking they're prepping for Christian McCaffrey. So they're not going to say, we're not going to let niggas know. Let the Jets think that they're prepping for that, and we're coming with something different. But yeah, I get that. He fucked up. Yeah, he fucked up for niggas who spent their money and everything else, man. But that's part of a nigga, like you said, I totally agree with you. They ain't think that nigga was post-game material, and he ended up doing this thing.
Right.
That's what underdog mean when they say bet one rep. One
yard.
Catch, 1 yard.
Yeah,
one
exactly.
reception.
Yeah, because you know why? Think about that. If you bet this on a Wednesday, right? Christian McCaffrey for 119 rushing yards, and then you put your money in, then Christian McCaffrey don't play, you like, yo, I lost my money. But then if you got information that niggas knew he wasn't playing when you put the bet in, you feel you feel jerked.
You don't lose your money.
Okay.
You get refunded your money.
Okay, cool.
So
See,
you don't
real
lose.
gambler. Okay.
You refund your money.
Real gambler right there. Real gambler.
One snap, and that was it.
Yeah, if you play one snap and then they take him out, it's a wrap.
Okay, got you. Like Aaron Rodgers last year.
100%.
Yeah,
got you.
Everything under.
Got you. Yeah,
100%.
right. Got you.
Yo,
So y'all
That was wow. That was crazy. Everything under is wow.
on the debut.
Yeah.
Well,
Season 5 debut. His name is White Bread from St. Nick Projects.
From St. Nick Project.
From
I'm listening.
Hey, yo, what's the school you was at? What's the school you were coaching at?
Oh, what? Promise?
Promise.
Harlem
all the
Children's
kids
Zone.
in Harlem Children's Zone just saw you do that.
Listen, they know what time it is, man.
Everything.
but I mean, to be fair, Coach tried to clean it up. He said that he didn't know he was starting, but he was told he would play a bunch. Do you guys feel like that's a solid answer? Or are you just not buying
Nah,
that
man, that's like a pimp tell you she gonna be all right. She gonna be okay.
Not buying it.
He's speaking for her. You know? Yeah.
Okay. So Debo Samuels has a show dropping on the 17th that will air weekly. We know that Micah Parsons had a show last year that was criticized by a lot of people because he was doing the show during the season. What do you guys think are the pros and cons of players doing shows, podcasts while the season is happening?
I believe the pros for football players, the history of football players was always you never get a chance to see them because they have helmets on, and that you never get a chance to see their personality. So I think somebody like Debo Samuels, who's been on a winning team and a winning program for the last, 3, 4, 5 years, since they started their Super Bowl runs and championship runs, I think is good for him because he can now get different brand exposure partnered up with, just different brands that he can basically use to advertise on his platform and give a chance for fans to know his personality. I think the cons is like people who may be jealous that they don't have that platform to speak for themselves or speak to whatever issues they have. If something goes wrong, people always blame the platform for it because it becomes a convenient excuse because that person is doing something that they aren't doing or they can't do. So that's how I view it. If something's going wrong, they're going to tie it to you focused on your platform and your podcast. And so those are the pros and cons of me. But me, I big it up. I want them to do it. I encourage it for more dudes because more guys need their own voice and speaking for themselves independently. So big up to Deebo Samuels and any athlete who starts a podcast throughout the season.
Well, I'm going to go with Cam voice. I don't like it. I don't like it. Yeah, I don't like this at all. And I'm going to tell you why. I'm part of the cons, I know you told us the pros and the cons, but listen. If a nigga ain't playing right and he always on his podcast, the first thing people going to say is, yo, do that on your own time, my nigga. We paying you for something else. Pause, you're not playing well. You putting all this energy into your podcast. Now, think of the last 3 athletes I could think of that all had podcasts. Whether you're talking about Draymond Green from Golden State, what kind of year he had. What's my boys? The triple single. Pat Bev, you see the year he had, right? And then the GOAT, right? The GOAT. We're going to even add a 4th one because, pause, I love the GOAT. Paul George, he, playoff P. How that turn out? And then we think of Travis Kelce. He kind of declined, even though his podcast doing very well. So it's not enough history of anybody doing extremely well while having a podcast. So that's the con that I have. If I had to take Travis Kelce and we win another championship, a 3-peat, or he have a breakout podcast, Title Town, we need the title. Do you get what I'm saying as a sports purist? Because I'm the only sports purist up here.
You know who else has a podcast right now?
Who?
Angel Reese.
And you see where she's at. This ain't the time, Cam boys. This is not the time for that. This is not the time for that. Now, and I love Angel Reese, and we're gonna support the podcast. But on from an athlete, you get what I'm saying. From an athlete standpoint, from a coach's view. And speaking of coaches, I think this is the perfect time. I have a surprise for you, Cam.
I'm listening.
You ready? Nick, play the tape.
Hey, Mase, listen. I heard that they said you can't get any team-issued gear from Ohio State. Now, first off, let me just say this. I'm a big Mase fan. I grew up listening to you. So, I got some issued stuff for you. I got a nice, beautiful backpack right here. I got a team-issued hoodie for you. Okay? I want you to wear this proud. Welcome to the Ohio State family. Go Bucks.
Who's your daddy now, boys?
Not my daddy. You my nigga. Who's your daddy? It's crazy.
Ohio State. Is that enough Ohio for you?
That was dope. I like that. That was fly.
I took a page out of your book.
No, that was hot. That was hot. I like that. That was dope. Yo, Mo, you knew about this? Mo set it up. Mo set this up. Well, listen, let me tell you this. We always, you see I got my colors, since we're going to do colors. That was really dope, man. That was dope. Shout out to Ohio State. Shout out to Murda for getting all the memorabilia. We want you to be part of us. And Mo, I'm happy that you brought them home. Come on.
The Ohio niggas be selling you out.
They sold me out because most of my business was outside the stadium.
Yeah.
But I'm glad you home. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that, man. I like that a lot, man. That was dope, man. Well, come on home, man.
Shout out to Coach.
Yeah. What's his name? Exactly. See, that nigga don't even know you, my nigga.
Ryan Day. Yeah, shout out to Ohio State, man.
That nigga don't know you, coach.
I just said his name. Oh, man.
That was really dope, though. That was hot, man. That was hot. Shout out to the Buckeye Nation, baby. You know what it is. What was we talking about, though?
Yeah, pros and cons of
That was dope, though. I like
Yeah,
that.
that was
That was hot.
pros and cons of athletes having a podcast during the season.
I agree with everything Mase said, and that was terrible bringing up Angel Reese being she ain't even going to play in the playoffs. You should have kept that one to yourself. I agree with everything except for Travis Kelce. I think Travis Kelce is still doing really, really good.
Yeah.
Everybody else you name, I'm not mad at it. I think Draymond Green is still good. I think that Paul George is still good, but you're right, the years that they had during their podcast has not really been good. Even when you brought up Patrick Beverly, he's on the way to Israel, you know what I'm saying? Like right now to play basketball. And we watched him tell an ESPN lady after a game, are you subscribed to my channel? And she said no. And he's like, well, you can't interview me. Bro, this is not time for your podcast to see if somebody subscribed to your channel. They're trying to figure out why did you have 7 to 8 points tonight? If you ain't subscribed to my channel, you can.
Yeah.
It's personalized, but that's on Mase's side. But to agree with Mo as well, if that's why I like social media so much. And people who have the platform to do podcasts, so what, and anything else, where you can get your message across without having to wait for somebody to get your message across. Growing up, we seen so many times that you had to wait for Barbara Walters to come interview Mike Tyson or somebody of that Oprah, somebody of that statue to come get your point across. But I do love now that if you have a point to get across or something to say, yeah, absolutely. I think that's what's dope about it. And like Mo said, especially football players, because what it's called helmet syndrome. Pause. When they don't know you because you just wear a helmet all the time. You know how many times I've been in the club with NFL players and they got to go overboard to show niggas they got money. They got to take their shirt off. They on the biggest speaker. All the bottles, $50,000 bottles come in. Then the DJ start hyping them up. Nigga, Indianapolis Colts are down here tonight. 40,000 spent. And I'll be looking like all this shit for one night because nobody know who you is because you a defensive tackle. Who? Niggas be looking like, yo, it's ridiculous. And you know what? I know sad because the only time I see this is when I'm in Miami in the club.
Always in Miami.
They're always in Miami.
And they bring out the letters and the numbers and they're like, 30,000. Extra bottle.
Then they throw the Superman music on. Dun, 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 dun. We have a record of 70,000 spent in here tonight. Raekwon Phillips from the North Carolina Panthers, because he been wearing a helmet all season, and nobody wants the girls to know who he is. So I know exactly what you talking about, Mo. When we call it helmet syndrome, because these niggas used to be in here bugging because nobody knows who they are and they have to prove who they are. But we'll see what happened with Debo. Another thing is this, last thing when I wrap up is this. Just because you have access to a microphone, a camera, anything else, that don't mean you have personality. And that's first and foremost personality. Secondly, if you don't have personality, you have to get the guests to counteract whatever your personality is. And if you don't have access to guests, this is when Mace gonna come back and say, I told you so.
Yeah, for real.
Exactly.
And all of these guys we name have a lot of personality. Draymond has a lot of personality.
No, Draymond should have successful.
Yeah.
Pat Bev had that's what I'm saying. They have a lot of personality. So I don't want them to think that we're like that. I'm talking down on them. I'm just saying if I had what I prefer, pause, when it comes to sports.
Okay. We're going to go to break. When we return, we will discuss DeShaun Watson. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back. Now let's get into our Underdog Fantasy picks of the day. Sunday, the Bengals will play the Chiefs. Underdog Fantasy has Joe Burrow at 229.5 passing yards. Do you have him higher or lower, Mase?
Who?
Joe Burrow?
Joe Burrow's how many yards?
229.5.
I'm going higher.
What you better do.
I'm Ohio now.
Yeah.
Well, you know, they in Cincinnati, you in Columbus.
Yeah.
A lot of niggas told I had to leave. But seriously, all jokes aside, I'm gonna go high as well. I think that I think he had a good week, which he hasn't, and I don't know none of this for a fact, that he probably had the best week he had with Jamar Chase in practice, because he was trying to hold out and wasn't coming to preseason, wasn't coming to practice. I believe he had a good week, and they'll be on the same page, so I'm going to go high as well.
Okay, Jamar Chase is at 70.5 receiving yards. Do you have him higher or lower, Cam?
Yeah, if Joe Burrow going to get 229 or what you just said, then Jamar got to have 70 of that. I'm going to go higher.
Yeah, I'm going higher too.
Okay, and Travis Kelce's at 5 receptions. Do you have him higher or lower, Mase?
Higher.
Yeah, he might be 7, 8 reception. Listen, man, he might, one thing for sure, two things for certain. With Tyreek Hill not being there the last year and a half or 2 years or whatever it is, Travis Kelce is Patrick Mahomes' security blanket. He'll get it to him if he has to. I'm going to go higher. I'm going to go higher for Travis.
Okay. Make sure you download the Underdog Fantasy app so you can make your picks too. And guys, don't forget about that mystery promo. If you have the app, which you should, if you don't, go download Underdog Fantasy. It'll be in your app. We are joined back with our
Also,
analyst.
real quick, make sure, look, we get mad fucking viewers every day, and we love y'all. With the fans, we love y'all. But make sure y'all subscribe to the channel, too. We got something coming up really soon for the people that subscribe to the channel. We appreciate your support. But make sure y'all subscribe to the Come and Talk to Me network. We appreciate the love. Just wanted to let y'all know that.
Yes, for sure. Okay. We are joined back with our analyst, Maurice Clarett. Okay, so Maurice, earlier in the week, we chatted about DeShaun Watson. Definitely want to get your thoughts and input as well. Do you guys feel like as a whole, he is struggling to return to his old self as a result of the social media and bad press and allegations when before he was once at a high?
Yeah, I believe it's definitely plagued him. And the reason I said is like, it's kind of building off of what Mase was talking about, where, an individual only has so much time to focus or so much energy to focus on something, right? And I think when he was having success down in Houston, he was just worried about going to play football, having fun, and just that magical thing that you do when, you pause. When you plan, you're preparing, and just all that stuff that takes place before you become a star. I think he was in that zone, right? And I think once he got the allegations, so much of your time is probably spent with lawyers. So much time is spent on people calling you and you defending yourself and saying what you did and didn't do, and just your attention is just basically distracted. Now, you may be able to go out there and go through the motions, but then when you're going to play to try to prove something to somebody, or you're going to play and trying to live up to this contract, and just like you out of tune, you know what I'm saying? And I don't know the music analogy, but it's like a person forcing to make music or forcing to do something that they've been gifted at, and like you're doing something in the wrong spirit, or trying to prove people wrong that Cleveland didn't waste their money by spending $250 million and going out there and just trying to force stuff. So I definitely believe that it's affecting him, and I'm a Cleveland Browns fan, and so I hate to see it. But all of this this drama, so to speak, is basically caught up, and I don't know if he can ever get it right.
Yeah, I agree with you a lot of what you had to share. I know Jim Brown does not like this. This is one of those situations where DeShaun Watson and any other athlete that's watching this need to take hold of this information, and that's that. When you've had former success, you can really hold yourself up trying to recapture something that you've done before. The best advice to any person that's in this position is to work to be better than you was before, because you're never going to be the person that you was before, but you can be better than you was before. And I think if you set your mind to be better than what you was before, you have a better chance of doing that than trying to recapture your old self or something you did before.
Yeah, I like both of you guys' take on that. That was really good. I really like your take on what you said, Mo, as far as like somebody doing music, because like for me, and just really thanking God, to be totally honest, that I'm in a position, not just especially with this show, but with all the other things that I do, that music isn't a priority for me. And that's why I think I have so much fun with music now, is because I don't need it to pay my bills. If I do music, it's just because I want to. Like, I've been doing it so long that I just be sitting there thinking about rhymes when I'm not even thinking about rhymes. You know what I'm saying? So when I do these freestyles or when I do a song, it's really more fun for me than anything else. And that's why I think I enjoy it more than ever, because it was time like, damn, I got to turn this album in. Is this right? Is this right? Or even like when Mase brought it up before, actually, I don't know what season it was, maybe last season or the season before, when he was doing his first album, and I don't know if it was D-Dot or whoever was like, you sure you don't want to keep that verse so-and-so album is coming out on Tuesday or whatever. Yeah. Now you feel like you're under pressure to do something better than somebody else or whatever, even though you always want to be the best. But I don't, it's super duper fun. And I don't know if, like you said, if it's fun for DeShaun Watson. And that's a great, great statement. Is this fun to you, or are you just here to get your check?
Okay, and then just in general, in this social media era where everybody has a lot to say about everything, is there anything that you guys feel like an athlete can do to redeem themselves after serious allegations like sexual assault and domestic violence? Maurice.
Yeah, well, we kind of said it earlier in reference to guys having podcasts, and the only thing you can do to redeem yourself is to have success. Success in winning seems to eliminate everything. But if you're not emotionally mature, or you don't have the focus that it takes to get back into that space that Cam was talking about in regards to having fun and doing the stuff that created you into who you are, most of the times, like, you'll just, fall to the wayside.
Yeah, I think, like you said, winning and having success on the field or on the court is your best opportunity to kind of put some distance between you and that situation. You take rest in peace, the late great Kobe Bryant. I remember the game he came back from the courts, and I think he had it was some astronomical number that he had. I know it was way above 50 that he had on the court, and all of a sudden that began to get more and more distance away, the more and more he played well. And then you take somebody recently like Josh Giddey, right? These allegations come out, and then he doesn't play well, and then all of that is still lingering over his head. Pause.
I don't know. This is a good one. It's a good question, because it's different scenarios for me. Like Kobe and Josh Giddey, me personally, they wasn't found guilty of anything.
Yeah. Mike
Tyson was found guilty of something.
Yeah.
And when you're found guilty, that shit linger. Like, that's why, to me, when it be like, yo, females, if somebody didn't do something to you and you're that mad that you want to do something to them, just get them mugged or robbed or set up and call rape on a nigga. Nah, serious, because you can say what you want, because now you got to register in towns. That shit follows you around. If you're innocent, if you did it, then that's the shit you deserve. But it's hard once you're convicted of rape, to come back and do anything. So when I say that, I wasn't saying it in a joking way, because sometimes, look, I remember some players from St. John's, I can't remember the year, and luckily they taped the conversation. They didn't want to pay this female cab home. It wasn't Ubers. And they recorded it because she had sex with 3 players from St. John's, and she said that they raped them, and they was very adamant that they didn't. They recorded a conversation. She's like, I let all y'all fuck and y'all ain't even want to pay my cab fare home. Fuck that. And if they didn't catch that recording, that shit could have followed these young men the rest of their life. But luckily they recorded that. So when I was saying that, I know it sounds funny at a lot of things that I be saying and shit, but like if you that mad at niggas, stab a nigga or shoot, because that convicted rapist shit follows you forever, my nigga. And if you didn't do nothing, that's fucked up. If you did it, you deserve it. But if you didn't, that's wild.
That was a good take.
We don't condone violence, but like Cam said, there's definitely other ways to handle that.
Yeah, no, I'm not condoning violence, but I'm saying at least a mugging is over with. A fake rape is with you forever.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that shit like herpes. It's with you.
Okay, moving along. Okay. Ahead of the Colorado versus Colorado State game, which is actually the game that we were at last year, love a good in-state rivalry. Torrey Horton and Braden Fowler had a lot to say. Torrey said, I don't feel like we left it all on the field because we should have murdered them guys. They came out with that attitude as if they were on top of the world. This ain't no Cinderella story. Then Braden said, we'll see how far their Instagram followers can take them. How do you guys feel about the trash talk ahead of the game?
Man, we just said, I don't know who we were talking about with people not being media trained. Oh, the kid from San Francisco. These two dumbass niggas ain't media trained. Right? The last thing you do is go give somebody what they call it, a locker room material, right? Yeah. And Colorado could have been sleeping, or they could have been caught up into the loss from Nebraska. But y'all talking shit, you just provoked somebody, and you gave one of the most motivating speaking motherfuckers, Deion Sanders, material to hype his team up to go kick your ass. You know what I'm saying? And so I just said to myself, I'm like, these dudes are basically poking a bear or poking somebody that they didn't really need to do, because they didn't have to answer all that. What happened was they seen Colorado lose to Nebraska, and they think that they're Nebraska, but they're not Nebraska. They're not even close to being Nebraska, right? And I hope Deion and those guys kick the shit out of these dudes, and I hope that they use that video, because I don't like everybody playing Shador's song inside the locker room after they beat him. I don't really like that, right? Yeah. But I hope they beat them, and I hope he waved the arm and all that shit. So, shout out to Colorado.
Yeah, in agreement with what you're saying, I think this is exactly what the offensive line in Colorado needs to turn around. You know, sometimes it takes hearing somebody make fun of you, make fun of the team, to make you actually get the point, because sometimes the coach is saying it, but you've been hearing it so much that you probably went radio silence on that. But now that you hear other people playing, I really, really pray and hope that this is something that make that offensive line turn around. Because if it does, then they can really have a magical season.
Yeah, two things. Yeah, y'all are not Nebraska. That's first and foremost. Pardon me, y'all are not Nebraska. That's first and foremost. Secondly, you made a great point, Mo. Deion, I was in that locker room. That nigga brought it. He brought his mother up on the podium. Said, I forget what they said about him the week before. He brought his mother up there and said, "You basically said my mother ain't raised you right." I'm looking around for my helmet and shoulder pads. He had me so hyped. I'm ready to run out on the field and well, if I had to get some blocks, tackles, pulls, whatever I need to do after that speech, I was going to do it, because Deion had me that motivated. Was you there? Was you there when his mother came? Or you? Because we went to a few games.
Yeah, I was there
for the one with his mother.
Yeah.
Yeah. Was you hyped?
Yeah.
Yeah, like shit was lit.
I was running out the tunnel. Yeah.
Deion had niggas lit. So you're right, Mo. This is great locker room material. That's first and foremost. Secondly, I think that because Colorado played so poorly last week, that all these teams think they are Vic. Like, oh, we got these niggas. These niggas we ain't got to worry about these niggas. It's a dub. Niggas think they are easy Vic. So hopefully they'll turn it around this week. And at least I'm rooting for you, Coach Prime. And we'll see what happens. But what I will say is this. Even with the victory they had the first week, I don't know what's going on with the defense because even in the first week, the defense was poor, super duper poor. They didn't play that well on offense last week, but the first week offense looked like a well-oiled machine that was moving and grooving, pause. But the defense 2 weeks in a row, I don't know what's going on. It's a new defensive coordinator. Warren Sapp is there. They got to plug them holes in, pause. So we'll see what happens, but I'm rooting for you, Coach Prime.
Definitely rooting for Coach Prime too, and I understand the part of a rivalry, but I just feel like, kind of like Maurice said, media training, like you can say that after y'all win because we literally saw y'all get whooped last year. So for you to go on camera and say like, yeah, we should have murdered them guys, we're coming for revenge, like to me it's kind of corny. Like I feel like play well, then you could talk your shit, but before it's just kind of like,
I just thought of something.
Huh?
I just thought of something.
Yeah.
I can see. Remember the stupid ass coach? He birthed the glasses. That's the cat who he started talking crazy last year. And Deion took that. I just thought about that when he was talking about the game. Mm-hmm. It was their head coach who talked about the glasses, who gave Deion locker room material, and then he created a whole brand. So
that's exactly what happened. When he said, my mother told me to take my hat and glasses off when I'm speaking to people.
Yes.
And that's when Deion brought his mother out and said, so you basically saying my mother ain't raised me right. Yep, you're absolutely right.
Okay, and then last topic before we close. So when Charles Barkley talked about the jealousy people have for Caitlyn Clark, Shaq said loudmouths like Chuck are talking about hating. It's not hating. It's like you're good, but let's slow it down a notch. He then said, as good as Caitlyn is, we've had a lot of young ladies doing good before and not getting props. People like props and they want to feel good when you're talking about their league. It's not hating. Everybody has to wait their turn. How do you guys feel about Shaq's comments?
Wait their turn. So I'm not gonna wait for Maurice. Look at this. Shaq, what do you mean? Wait your turn, Shaq. You come in the league, you wasn't waiting your turn, Shaq. Where are you getting this from? I come in music, I'm not waiting my turn. No, we not doing that, Shaq. If you young and you ready to ball out, no matter what you do, basketball, football, baseball, hockey, rap, singing, if you got the goods, pause, and you're ready, we can't put you on the back burner for these old niggas. You serious? Come on, Shaq.
Mo?
Now Mo can go. Pause. And shout out to Coach Prime and Shador.
I was thinking to myself, man, I was asking when I seen this and I seen people like criticizing Shaq, I just thought to myself, since Shaq represents so many positive brands and Shaq is known like the wholesome guy and everybody likes rooting for him, I wonder if people can only see Shaq in that bucket and anything else that he says nobody cares about. And I don't know if I'm kind of explaining it clearly and right, but lately it seems that everybody has a problem with anything Shaq says outside of the TNT platform or anything like related like that. Everything else is categorized as hate. And I don't know if he's like just like a cultural hero, but I don't know if all that made sense in regards to the point that we're talking about, but hopefully what I just said makes sense.
Yeah, but I get what you're saying. But Shaq is also like the godfather or something of Angel Reese. So it's going to come across like hate because he has this personal relationship with Angel Reese, which is a phenomenal player. And Shaq is definitely, a Hall of Famer.
LSU shit.
Yeah, LSU, grandfather of LSU. Come on now. We know where this is going. It's like me saying something about people on death row. They can't take that as honest.
Yeah, and what I'll say is this. It isn't really about Shaq or Charles Barkley, my statement. When you're a different race and you come do good in a sport was primarily dominated by the opposite race that you are, you're going to get attention. I don't know who the second, third, fourth, fifth best golf players is. But when Tiger Woods gets out there, as much as he still hasn't won, they put it on TV. Tiger's playing today. Oh, shit, Tiger, he hasn't won in 72 years, but he's going to get on TV because he's the black nigga dominating the sport where there's not a lot of black people in. Same thing like, that's why Serena and Venus had super dope careers because they were really good in a sport where it's not a lot of black people. And I'm not saying it's all white, it's people from around the world when it comes to tennis. Every nationality there is, but it isn't a lot of women of color during the time that they're there. So they get the attention. Not only they're good, but they're not the color of the sport that's dominated by white people. So when it comes to somebody like Caitlyn Clark or Larry Bird, and that's why we always say the great white hope when he's like, this is the best American basketball player since Larry Bird, because of course we get Nowitzki or we get Luka or we get a plethora of other players that have been good, but none of them are from America. In a sport where it's dominated by black people, you're gonna get attention. That's just the way it is. That's just my opinion on that. When you're the black cat, no pun intended, or in a good way,
Yeah.
you're gonna get that attention if it's warranted.
And the fan base becomes diversified. That's the real catalyst of the whole thing. When she does well, it diversifies the portfolio, just like Tiger does for golf. So now it's not just Caucasian people watching golf. Now it's people like me watching golf. It's people like Killer watching golf. And we would never watch golf.
Right.
I would never, not in a million years, watch golf. But I see somebody that kind of resemble me. You know, they say all black people look alike, right? So I'm thinking, hey, I might could play.
Yeah, but
give me 2 weeks.
No, but that's a fact. That's a fact, because now it's like Family Feud. When you watch Family Feud, if a white family playing a black family, we rooting for the black family. Like, yo, come on, nigga, don't fuck this up. The Jenkins.
Yeah.
Welcome to Jenkins. You rooting for the Jenkins. So, and if you lose, you mad at the black family. Like, damn, come on, my nigga, you lost the niggas on Family Feud.
Yeah.
So yeah, that makes it, you're gonna watch, and that's what I was trying to say when I didn't get to the point where he's like, it brings in other diversification, but it's a fact. Like, they're dominating the sport that we don't win in. Like, yeah, like even and even get deeper. Like, and this is and a lot of shit too. And RIP my nigga OJ. As much as we wanted OJ to win the trial, we started saying, well, who's the Cochran nigga? He killing these white lawyers. Now we start rooting for OJ and Cochran. Then what
everybody's by the camera like this.
Yeah. And
the ruling is in.
Right, and then what happens?
Whoa!
Yeah, niggas go crazy. Then what happens, Murda? Cochran go off and get crazy. Everybody need Cochran. Everybody need Cochran
now
after that.
Is with Cochran.
Yeah. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah, so we definitely root for each other. And this is not reverse racism. We love white lawyers, athletes, etc.
We're saying keep that same energy.
Yeah.
The same way we would support, let them support.
Mm-hmm. I know one thing, though, and this is my last point on this whole thing. And look, man, and this, niggas ain't gonna be this honest. I told niggas straight up and down, I rooted for Caitlyn Clark from her sophomore years to the last game of her season, because I said, she going against Dawn Stanley. I gotta go with the blacks.
Yeah, you did say that.
Yeah, I'm just.
Because remember, we was back in Miami. I said, I'm rooting for her because she's wearing my number.
Yeah. Well,
she's in the top 3 greatest players to ever wear 22 besides me and Clyde Drexler.
Yeah. I'm not feeding into that, Mase, because 22 ain't lit. It ain't 23. It ain't 6. So if you want to be 20, you and Clyde Drexler.
I ain't playing into that.
Yeah, if you and Clyde.
No, I said me then Clyde. I mean, Clyde ain't before me.
Okay, no problem with me. That's cool.
Okay, well, this was a great discussion. Maurice, thank you for being here.
Mo, man, we appreciate you, man. Thanks for always bringing new insight and new light to the show, too, man. We appreciate that.
And shout out to my Ohio State family. Let's go, baby.
Well, that's all the time that we have for today. Thanks for watching. And as always, it is what it is.
What you want, nigga? Everything, nigga, super size. 2 Big Macs, like when they doing them 2 for $5.